Welcome to Online Math for All. Here we have an equation on the board. When we look at this equation, it seems to be complicated, but when we break this equation into parts, we can easily solve this one. So let us see how it is. Okay, when I take this equation, I consider this particular part. This is 2 to the power of x. I can write this 4 to the power of x also 2 to the power of x using the laws of exponent. When I get the complete equation in terms of 2 to the power of x, I can replace 2 to the power of x by some other variable and I can solve this equation easily. So we can write this 4 to the power of x as 2 to the power of 2 whole to the power of x minus 3 times 2 to the power of x plus 2. It can be written as 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 2, because we know the product rule of exponents, that is a to the power of m times a to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m plus n. Whenever you multiply two terms with the same base, we have to take the base ones and we have to add the exponents. So the same product rule, we do it in reverse order. That is, we have base a and two values are in addition in power. What we do is we take this base a separately for m, separately for n, and we can multiply them. That is what I have done with this 2 power x plus 2. So here x and 2 are added in power. I take this base 2 separately for x and separately for 2 and multiply them. Okay, so now we have 2 to the power of 5. The value of this one is just 32 is equal to 0. Okay, here in the first term we have base 2 and we have power 2, again we have power x. So whenever we have two powers for the same base, what we can do is we can interchange these two powers. So in the next step we can write x as first power and 2 as the second power. Negative 3 times 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 2 will be 4, positive 32 is equal to 0. Okay, so 2 to the power of x whole square minus, so this one and this one are just numbers, so we can multiply them, then you will be getting 12 times 2 to the power of x positive 32 is equal to 0. Okay, now what we can do is we can substitute a new variable for this 2 to the power of x for this one and this one. So wherever you find 2 to the power of x, it has to be replaced by y. Then we will have the equation y square negative 12 times y positive 32 is equal to 0. So now we have a quadratic equation. So we can solve this quadratic equation easily by factoring. So for that I have to consider this positive 32, the constant term, because the coefficient of y square is just 1. So we can consider only the constant term of this quadratic equation, that is positive 32. Now we have to get two factors for this positive 32. So and also the sum of the two factors must be equal to the middle term, that is negative 12. So minus 8 and minus 4. When we multiply minus 8 and minus 4, it will be plus 32, and also when we add them minus 8 minus 4, that is equal to the coefficient of y minus 12. Okay, to get the two values of y, I have to make a simple change in these two factors, that is I have to change the sign of the two factors. If I change the sign of the first factor minus 8, it will be plus 8, that is one of the values of y in this quadratic equation. Because it is a quadratic equation, we have two values for y, one of the values is 8. So we get the first value 8 by changing the sign of the first factor, and we can get the value of the second factor by changing the sign of this factor, it will be 4. Okay, now I got two values for y is equal to 8, y is equal to 4. But my aim is not to find the value of y, because y is a variable taken by me. So in the original equation we have the variable x, so we have to find the value of x. So for that you have to replace y by x. So we know that y is equal to 2 to the power of x, so we can replace y by 2 to the power of x. 2 to the power of x is equal to 8, and here also 2 to the power of x is equal to 4. Okay, here we have to solve for the variable that is in power. Whenever you want to solve for a variable that is in power, you have to get the same base on both sides. Already we have the base 2 on the left side, we have base 8. So you have to write this 8 as a power of 2. That's easy, that is 2 to the power of 3. Now the two terms are equal with the same base. Whenever two terms are equal with the same base, we can equate the powers, then you get x is equal to 3. So this is one of the values of x, and here 2 to the power of x is equal to this 4 can be written as a power of 2, that is 2 square, because here also we are trying to solve for the variable that is in power. So, we have to get the same base on both sides. So, that is why I am writing this 4 as a power of 2. Now, we have the same base on both sides, we can equate the powers. When you equate the powers, we get x is equal to 2. So, we get two values for x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 2. I think everyone can understand this. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you.